What if everything you believe about Indian history is a lie? What if Shivaji and Aurangzeb weren't enemies of religion, but victims of politics? The real story isn't Hindu versus Muslim, it's truth versus propaganda. And once you see it, you can never unsee it. In India's 2024 elections, Aurangzeb's name came back, not in textbooks, but in campaign speeches. He destroyed Hindu temples, they say. But why now? Because when facts don't help win votes, fear does. And fear loves a good villain. When asked which 3 Indians should leave the country, a guest named 2 historians, not terrorists, not criminals, historians. Why? Because they refused to lie. Because they said Hindus were never slaves, and for that they were branded traitors. Ramila Thapar dared to say Hindus were not enslaved for 1,000 years. That's it. That's her crime. In a world where victimhood is currency, she told a story of strength. And that shattered the myth some people desperately need. Shivaji didn't rule by hate. He visited Muslim saints like Yakut Baba for blessings. He declared, all religions are free. In a time of war, he protected mosques. In a time of power, he chose tolerance. Shivaji's generals weren't just Hindu. His artillery commander, Ibrahim Khan, his navy chiefs, Daulat Khan and Daria Sarang. Even his intelligence chief was a Muslim, Hyder Ali. Shivaji didn't see religion, he saw loyalty, honor, and courage. In the battle where Shivaji lost 23 forts, guess who led Aurangzeb's army? A Hindu Rajput, Mirza Raja Jai Singh. It wasn't always about religion, it was about kingdoms, ambition, strategy, and sometimes betrayal. He destroyed temples, yes, but he also gifted land to Hindu priests, donated to Jain temples, protected Brahmins from harm. Was Aurangzeb a tyrant or a ruler trapped between belief and power? The truth doesn't pick sides. The famous painting shows Shivaji killing Afzal Khan, a Hindu killing a Muslim. But did you know Afzal Khan's advisor was a Hindu Brahmin? And Shivaji's secret weapon was suggested by his Muslim bodyguard. The lines between us and them were never so simple. If Aurangzeb hated Hindus, why did he fill his army with Rajputs and Marathas? In fact, he had more Maratha commanders than Mughal ones by 1679. This wasn't holy war, it was empire building, and empires need loyal men, not just loyal gods. Aurangzeb did impose jizya, a tax on non-Muslims. It was unfair, it was real, but even here Shivaji responded with dignity, not hatred. In a letter he wrote, "The God of the Quran is the God of the universe, not for Muslims alone." Yes, Aurangzeb destroyed temples, but the same emperor also gave tax-free lands to Brahmins and built homes for saints in Benares. History is full of contradictions. The villain in one story might be the patron in another. In 1654, Aurangzeb wrote to a Hindu Rajput king, "Great rulers protect every faith." Later, he stopped arrests of Brahmins in Benares, even invited a Hindu saint to court. A tyrant or a ruler caught between duty and doctrine? Aurangzeb gifted land to a Balaji temple, gave villages to saints, held debates with Hindu monks. In Gujarat, he granted Jain temples land in sacred mountains. Even a fanatic has moments that confuse the storytellers. So who was Aurangzeb, really? A cruel despot or a ruler shaped by survival? Just like modern politicians, he wore 2 faces, one for faith, one for the throne. Sound familiar? Historian Harbans Mukhia called Modi a modern Aurangzeb. Both were born in Gujarat. Both project piety. Both rule with steel. Both speak of unity while walking a line of division. History doesn't repeat, it rhymes. Shivaji wasn't just a warrior, he was a philosopher. In one letter, he writes, "Hatred against any religion is hatred against God himself." How did we go from that to WhatsApp forwards filled with rage? Akbar promoted Sul-e-Kul, peace for all. His descendant Dara Shikoh translated the Upanishads into Persian. He believed Hindu wisdom belonged to the whole world. The real battle wasn't Hindu versus Muslim. It was ignorance versus enlightenment. Dara Shikoh believed the Upanishads were the lost book mentioned in the Quran. For him, Islam and Hinduism were rivers flowing into one ocean. That scared the hardliners. And maybe that's why his brother Aurangzeb had him killed. Dara's translations crossed oceans, from Persian to French to Latin, then to America. Ralph Waldo Emerson, the father of transcendentalism, read them. So when you study Indian philosophy in Harvard today, thank a Mughal prince. Aurangzeb wasn't the only Muslim ruler with tolerance. In Kashmir, Zainul Abidin banned cow slaughter to honor Hindu faith. In Lucknow, Wajid Ali Shah invented adab, a greeting that meant respect for all. Where are these stories in your schoolbook? Every year, Ram Leela is celebrated with joy across India. But did you know? In many towns, Ravana is played by Muslims. Some even dress their kids as Krishna. The divide is recent. The love is ancient. The next time you hum a bhajan, ask who wrote it, who composed it. Many were created by Muslim artists. Naushad, Shakil Badauni, Mohammed Rafi. Devotion doesn't ask your religion, only your heart. The real poison isn't in textbooks, it's in your phone, in the fake forwards, in the loud hate-filled videos. They want you to believe Hindus were victims for 1,000 years, because fear wins elections. Fear keeps you obedient. The British ruled us by dividing Hindu and Muslim. Now some do the same in our own clothes, wrapped in saffron, speaking of unity, while breaking the nation from inside. The old formula works because we let it. When Kangana said India got real freedom in 2014, she erased 2,000 years of sacrifice. Bhagat Singh, Azad, Gandhi, Zafar, they didn't die for likes or elections. They died for unity. They died believing we could rise together. They say Hindus lived like slaves for centuries, but what's more insulting, being ruled by someone, or being told your ancestors were weak? Shivaji would never accept that, and neither should we. Shivaji fought not just enemies, but lies. He protected people of all faiths. So if someone tells you to hate, ask them, what would Shivaji do? And when you find the answer, speak it loud. History is not a weapon, it's a mirror. The last Mughal, Bahadur Shah Zafar, died in exile. A poet, a broken man. He celebrated Diwali and Eid, dreaming of unity. Today, few visit his grave, but those who do weep, not just for an emperor, but for the idea of India we left behind. Zainul Abidin of Kashmir, a Muslim king, banned cow slaughter. Not out of fear, but respect. He patronized Sanskrit, protected temples. If he ruled today, would he be labeled anti-national or simply ignored? No child is born hating. Hate is taught, like the alphabet, through angry headlines, through carefully edited history, through silence when truth is told. But if hate is learned, it can be unlearned too. Every lie you've received about Hindus and Muslims hating each other is part of a battle. Not for land, not for temples, but for your mind. WhatsApp forwards are the new battlefield. And truth? Truth is the sword. Some people say history is boring, but that's only because they never heard the real version. Real history bleeds, it sings, it challenges you. And when you face it, you don't just learn, you transform. When you look into history, you may not like what you see. Your heroes were flawed. Your villains weren't pure evil. But that's okay, because real strength isn't in denying the truth. It's in facing it. From Akbar's courts to Shivaji's army, from Jain monks in Gujarat to Muslim artists singing bhajans, India was never a battlefield of religions. It was a conversation, a shared breath, a chorus that still echoes. If anyone tells you your ancestors were nothing but slaves, walk away. Shivaji didn't kneel. Akbar didn't conquer with hatred. Dara didn't divide. You were never slaves. You were builders, warriors, thinkers. Don't let anyone steal that pride. Truth is not soft. It burns, it shakes, it scares those who benefit from lies. But once it's spoken, it spreads like wildfire, like thunder, like Shivaji's sword crashing through the fog of propaganda. You've heard the story, you've seen the truth. Now the question is, what will you do with it? Will you share it? Will you question more? Or will you scroll past and let the lies win again? The greatest betrayal isn't by emperors of the past. It's by those today who twist their stories, who erase nuance, who turn heroes into caricatures and you into pawns. They steal your history, and with it, your power. Imagine Shivaji watching you scroll, Dara Shikoh reading your comments, Aurangzeb hearing what you say about him. Would they nod in pride or shake their heads in sorrow? You are their legacy. Don't dishonor it with ignorance. This land carries ashes of war, peace, betrayal, forgiveness. But beneath it all, there's fire. The fire of truth, of questions, of real history. You just need to dig through the noise to find it. It takes courage to know, to ask, what if they lied to me? It's easier to stay angry, to stay blind, but you're still here, still listening. That means the fire is alive in you. Shivaji didn't fight Muslims. He fought oppression. Aurangzeb didn't fear Hindus. He feared rebellion. The war wasn't Hindu versus Muslim. It was ruler versus ruled. Ambition versus resistance. Don't let modern lenses blur ancient truths. Would Shivaji burn WhatsApp forwards? Would he dismiss journalists? Would he label half his people as enemies? Or would he protect his land, all his people, regardless of religion? Shivaji's sword was sharp, but his vision was sharper. Ask them this. If Shivaji fought Muslims, why did he worship with them? If Aurangzeb hated Hindus, why did he employ them? Ask, watch them stammer, because hate has no answer, only silence. We don't owe loyalty to the past's pain. We owe duty to its lessons. Shivaji is gone. Aurangzeb is gone. But you're here. What you do next, that's what history will remember. Shivaji fought with steel. You fight with truth. His war was on battlefields. Yours is on screens. His sword was forged in fire. Yours in facts. Pick it up. Don't let it rust in silence. In every era, fire must be carried forward. Not fire of hate, but of clarity, of complexity, of courage. Carry it into your classrooms, into your kitchens, into your conversations. Let the truth burn and light the way. You were never a slave, so don't become one to falsehoods. Free your mind, free your story. And when someone asks, what is India's real history? Look them in the eye and tell them the whole truth. This is not just a history lesson. It's a mirror, a choice. You can walk away, or you can stand up. Share this story. Reignite the fire, and let the truth of Shivaji, Dara, Aurangzeb, and all of India be known, loud, clear, unstoppable.